In this review video, we're going to talk about finding all the values on the unit circle. So this is our unit circle. It's our X and Y axis, so you can kind of draw more solid lines here. This is the point 0, 0 in the middle, and we're going to find these points around the outside. So my first piece of advice is just kind of memorize the first quadrant. It's a unit circle starting at 0, 0, so you can go right 1, get this X value, up 1, get this Y value. If you go left, your X value is negative. If you go down, your Y value is negative. All right, and then knowing our kind of special angles, the big gaps are 30, the small gaps are 15, get you these angle measurements. And then you have these values out here. So the one that people generally don't mess up is the one in the middle where they're the same at 45 degrees, they're the same. And then sometimes people switch these ones. There's a few different ways you can remember which one's which. Visually, the 1/2 for X lines up with the middle of that axis where it'd be 1/2, so 0, 1/2, 1, and that lines up there. 1/2 for Y lines up there. Also, just knowing the square root of 3/2 is bigger, so here the X value should be bigger than the Y value because it's farther to the right. You put the bigger one first. But once you have that, get the rest of the angles by just remembering the gaps are 30, the big gaps are 30, the small gaps are 15, so you're just adding as you go around. All right, and then the values, if you kind of go straight across, your Y value is not going to change, and you get the same X value, just negative. All right, so all of these values kind of in these straight lines should be the same for those angles, the 45-degree type angles, and the 60-degree angles. And the only thing you have to remember is over here, this is the top left of the XY axis. Your X values are negative, but your Y values, because you're going up, are positive. Here in quadrant 3, again, this is an XY axis, so going left and down makes everything negative. Going right and down just makes Y negative. All right, then for radians, again, these ones you kind of just memorize. And again, there's kind of like a decreasing thing going on here, so it's not full memorization, also tricks. And then in quadrant 2, you take the bottom number and subtract 1 to get the numerator. In quadrant 3, you take the bottom number and add 1 to get the numerator. And in quadrant 4, you have to double this number and subtract 1. So 6 minus 1, 8 minus 1, 12 minus 1 to get that. All right, so that's how you figure out the unit circle. All right, make sure to look at all the parts of this skill to review it all and then try the practice part of the exam.